What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Mike from Slowspeed. I have my ISO turned all the way up. It is nighttime. I have it to 128,000. So if it does look a little weird, it's because my ISO is all the way up because I'm trying to get the best kind of like input that I can. So in the last video, you guys have most likely have seen the reason why I don't drive my BMW in the winter. And it's not, like I said, it has nothing to do with the BMW. It has nothing to do with the way it performs or handles. It just has something to do with me not opting for winter tires. I have summer tires on my car now, and that's why I don't drive in the winter. No other reason. If I had winter tires, I definitely would drive it. So today I'm gonna pretty much kind of go over a couple things, how to like pilot a rear-wheel drive car in the snow, especially to be in summer tires on it. Some things you gotta take for precaution. Now, obviously some things I may leave out because on these videos I don't do notes or anything like that. So certain things may get left out and I do apologize for that. But these are just some of the tips. If I do leave some stuff out, I will definitely put it in the description or I will like note it somewhere in the video. But first step is to be safe. Like with any other car, do not use your windshield wipers and rear defrosters only. Go ahead and wipe off that thick snow off the car. The windshield wipers, you put a lot of stress on the blades and the motor by just running it while there's a ton of snow on the top, and the rear defroster takes a lot longer. If you just wipe the snow off, then throw the rear defroster on the front defroster, you'll be perfectly fine. Before you pull off, I'm gonna go ahead and say it may seem dangerous, however, I've noticed it to work with me. I never drive with traction control fully on. The reason being is because everyone knows that the traction control, if it senses the wheel slipping, is just gonna cut power. And sometimes you need that power and you need that throttle fidgetiness to get in and out of a lot of little jams, I would say. We're spinning. But that's to be expected, rear-wheel drive with summers. First thing is first, I would say is never be too abrupt with any inputs that you have. Before I give you guys all these tips, I just want to let you know that these are some tips that work for me. I didn't really read anywhere. I just kind of learned the things to do and not to do, especially with driving with summer tires 2 years ago in the snow and winters and everything. I just learned this stuff. So yeah, never be too abrupt with any movements that you're making. Whether it's the gas, the brake, the steering wheel, never be too excited to make those movements. You're approaching a light and it's turning yellow, like this for instance. Just cruise through it. If you can gauge how good your car is with stopping and things like that, and if you tap the brake pedal, you'll feel it. So one thing we can do is test it. So I'll go and hit the brakes hard, and I'll kind of see where the slipping point is. So I'll hit the brakes, not necessarily hard, but I'll progressively get into it, and I'll see where the car starts to slip at, which will kind of tell me where I want to keep the brake pressure at before it starts to slide. If there's a red light coming up, or if the light turns yellow and then red, okay, hey, listen, I really won't be able to stop in time. You kind of have good judgment with that. Say, hey, listen, I won't stop in time, so just push through it. Push through it, that's the best way. You don't want to ever just roll through it. Hopefully, you should have enough time. Now, if the light is obviously red, don't do it. But if it's yellow, you could coast through it a little bit. And yeah, but just do it smoothly. Try not to be so abrupt with the brakes and so abrupt with the gas pedal. Just push through. Because what'll happen is, especially if you try to make it last minute and lock up on the brakes, so you think, oh yeah, I'll be able to make it, and then you go to lock up on the brakes, ABS will kick in, but sometimes ABS can't save you, especially when you have improper tires on your car. ABS will not save you. It won't. I'm sorry. So keep your throttle inputs, like when taking off as well. Take off too aggressively, you can set yourself in just a wheel spin competition with you and no one else. And the car will pretty much dig itself into that hole and make it a little bit harder to get out. Take off as lightly as you can. And if you do feel yourself starting to slip or dig as you're doing it, that's why we have traction control off, and you're gonna enter what's called full send mode. And full send mode is to just plow through it, Well, right now, let me disclose, I don't have traction control and DSC fully off. I just have the regular traction off. It's like some little M mode in between, dynamic traction. So it'll let the car spin in a straight line. It'll let it get a little sideways, but it'll catch it. So I just needed that little last, assertion, when I'm spinning out a little bit too much, just catch me a little bit. I'll turn it fully off too, to demonstrate that to you guys. If you look on the road, it's more wet than anything, but it's 31 degrees, so turn into slush and like little ice or whatever. But yeah, when I'm making a lane change, I let off the throttle and I just kind of coast the car into the next lane. I don't turn the wheel too much, and I don't apply throttle or brakes as I'm going anywhere besides straight, to just kind of keep the car on track. The car might slip out a tad bit, but you can catch it very easily. One big important thing is I promote oversteer versus understeer any day. In a snow application, oversteer is my best friend. One of the main reasons is because I feel I have more control over the car when I'm oversteering versus understeering. When I'm understeering, or when anyone is understeering, essentially what that is the car isn't turning enough for that input, if that makes sense. So let's say you're turning the wheel 90 degrees, the car is not turning 90 degrees right, it's turning somewhere less. Oversteer would be that it's turning more than 90 degrees if you have the wheel turned 90 degrees, if that makes sense. So one, the front end, you have no front end grip. Okay, yeah. So just to that cop pulling me over, hold on. Alright guys, I'm getting pulled over. I don't know for what, but I'm getting pulled over. Oh shit, I don't have my driver's license or anything.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Alright. You got a license and registration for me today?
I actually didn't bring my license with me, but I had the registration.
What kind of video?
It's a car video. I have a car channel, and this stuff really gets a lot of views, so.
Were you sitting outside of a location for a period of time down the road?
Oh, no. I just hopped in. I'm going to Stop and Shop up there. Oh, man. I'm getting pulled over. So, guys, while we parked, yeah, so while we parked, essentially what happened is I was coming this direction, and as I was coming this way, I seen the cops going in the opposite direction, but once I crossed the intersection, they made a U-turn. I still wasn't paying attention. They ran through the little light. Still didn't think they were coming for me. I realized they were coming for me once they turned their lights off, got behind me, and then lit them back up. I realized, okay, they're coming for me. Right after you guys giving me a license and stuff like that, I'm not really in the mood to make a video anymore. But yeah, so one of the things that I would say is to always, I don't know, always pay attention, always be aware of your surroundings, pay attention to your surroundings. That's about it. What else? Like, I'm sorry guys, my mind is totally somewhere else right now. I hate getting pulled over, I really do. Not necessarily because of the charge that I'm gonna get. Although everybody knows my license is completely screwed. So if I get another ticket, my license is pretty much gone. I highly doubt I'm gonna get a ticket. I hope I don't get a ticket today. But yeah, I just hate getting pulled over. I hate the feeling of it. I know it just cost me more money at the end of the day. So pardon me if I'm a little, mine is taken off a little bit from the video. Just, obviously be kind to these guys, courteous, and let's figure it out. Oh, sorry.
All good.
All right, man.
Just to say, when you're driving around, you gotta have your license on you.
Yeah, I know. I just was running around.
All right, have a safe.
All right, thanks, man.
I don't know if you were parked in front of the house, but that's what we got a call. That's why we stopped you.
Oh, no.
So if you're taking pictures of people's houses?
No. I just filmed for YouTube. All right, thanks, man. Yeah, so that was it. Not taking a picture of anyone's house. Just shooting a YouTube video. I will take my hazard lights off. And I am out. So, yeah, that ended up good. No ticket, nothing like that. So that's pretty cool. I know for a fact they ran my license. And whoever, I will say one thing, they're making a U-turn. Whoever was invading the peace or stopping by people's houses, shame on you, because you got away and I got pulled over for that crap, so you better be lucky. Anyway, yeah, so they hung out there. I didn't have my driver's license. Thankfully, he didn't say anything. I should always bring my driver's license because my work pass normally gets me out, or my vest that I don't even have in this car because the vest is in the Honda. So, yeah. Just that traffic situation, it invites a whole lot of other, like a host of problems. Sometimes people don't pay attention and it's very snowy or wet outside and they just might pay attention to the lights. It can cause a traffic accident. It might pose a situation like those cops are pretty good, but you could have got really dickhead cops and they harass me. Oh, how come you don't have your license? Oh, where do you say you're from? Oh, your registration. So it's like, when I'm on the way and I'm cool, you know, there's not much that can go wrong. I guess what I'm saying is, police stops invite a host of other problems. And yeah, you know me, I don't really want any problems. I just want to chill out and relax. But like I said, they were very respectful. That has nothing to do with like race or anything like that. You know, it just sometimes you just get bad seeds. And I'm happy to say that Nassau County Police Department did a good job today, except for the fact that whoever was loitering or whoever it was, you kind of didn't get that guy, so try better at that. Yes, moral of the story is, don't go out in the snow to pick up Alfredo sauce, no matter how much you think it might work with your meal. But before I explain how I get out of situations like that, I'll explain how you go in situations like that. One would be if you're making a turn and you just give it too much gas or you're just going too hot. If you're going in a corner too hot, you will induce understeer or oversteer depending on the situation. If you go in too fast and you turn the wheel too abruptly, that will most likely give you some understeer. And if you go in and the corner's pretty good and you give it a little bit too much gas, it could give you some oversteer. The best way that I get out of understeer is I just turn the wheel straight. So I just let the wheel go in the direction that the car is traveling. So if it's plowing forward, I just readjust and let up off the gas, turn the wheel forward or put the wheels like straight, and then give it more gas, and the car will naturally, like if you just give it more gas, and traction control has to be off for this, you just give it more gas, it'll start to slip out a little bit, and then you start counter steering, and that's how I get out of an understeering situation. Oversteer situation, I don't really think I get out of oversteer situations because I love it. You just power out of oversteer. You kind of have to modulate the gas a bit to get out of a situation like that. You just go back and forth with the throttle, and give it more and more. It's a little harder to explain this on the camera than it is in real life. I'll be honest with you, because you kind of have to modulate the throttle and counter steer it a little bit more and less and more and less. So you have to. The wheel's gonna look something like this. And you're gonna be on the gas, less, on the gas, more and less, more and less. So I don't know how to explain it, but you kind of have to find that sweet spot. Hold it, DSC is off, and this is where it does not save you. So I will try to go to a spot where I can give you guys a quick demonstration on what I mean by oversteer. See, this is oversteer. So you gotta just turn the wheel the opposite way. You see, give it some gas, give it some gas, give it some gas. See? Make sure you don't hit the curb. See, you're fine. So I try to give you guys a brief description on what oversteer is. Obviously, I have to control the car. I don't want this cart guy to get annoyed at me because I'm doing donuts in the parking lot, which I don't think he should mind, but sometimes they do. If the back end is coming around too much, just let up off the throttle a little bit and kind of find that momentum where it starts pushing you forward, because if you just nail the throttle, you're just going to keep going in circles until you hit a curb or a car or something like that. So modulate the throttle. If you feel like you're going in too deep, you have no grip, let off a little bit, try to let the car gain a little bit of traction, then go in it again. That's how I pretty much solve this stuff. Now, if you want to go all out balls to the wall, or if you have winter tires, you can just power out of that sucker like a madman, but with these tires, you really can't power out of anything because it's just going to slip. So I hope you guys like that. My whole train of thought is thrown out because of the fact that I got pulled over. Like I said, not a big deal. And I'm going to go get this Alfredo. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, guys.